I will be rating Roblox football games on a tier list from worst to best. These ratings will be influenced by 3 reasons. If it's my first time playing, do I have to watch 50 YouTube tutorials on how to kick a ball properly, or can I get straight into the action? Or is the game just too confusing for a beginner to understand? If I want to be the best player, is there a limit to how good I can get? Or does the game have a lack of mechanics, making it impossible to be better than your average player? And the last and most important reason, do I personally enjoy playing the game, and would I recommend it? This is subjective, but also what I'll be basing my ratings off most. What better game to start with than the very first Roblox football game I played? Most of you probably don't know about this game. It's the first Roblox game based on the anime Blue Lock and was very popular in 2022. Now it's only averaging about 40 players. It has very simple controls, making it easy for beginners. You can basically play without a keyboard except you need it for dashing. There are many skills to learn, and I find that the game is fun and fast paced. Some downsides are the lack of players, the ball hitbox is huge, and the fact that people rarely pass the ball. Well, I guess that's the point of the game. I don't know if this game deserves A tier or just high B tier. I might be biased because this was my first football game, so I'll put it in low A tier. Overall, a fun, fast-paced game. It just doesn't receive updates and has a lack of players. Touch Football, the easiest game on this list to play. This game has a healthy player base for this reason. It relies on one main mechanic, making the game very easy to learn. This simplicity is also the game's biggest downside to me. The game gets boring with the lack of mechanics, and it's hard to improve at the game for the same reason. However, the touch mechanic makes the game very chaotic and fun, and is overall a great experience for new players. It's one of those games where you either like it or hate it, and because it's my tier list, I find it kinda boring, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. TPS Ultimate Soccer. Now that I showed you the easiest game on this list, here's the hardest game to get into. You are given 5 main tools with many skills in each of them. You really need to spend a while remembering what key does what, because you'll find yourself pressing the wrong key in the worst possible moment. Timing is also very important in this game, because if you hit the ball too early or too late, it will barely move at all. Delaying your shots is very important, and trust me, it takes a long time to get used to. So the only real downside to this game is it's not beginner friendly at all, and you should only play this game if you are willing to spend ages learning. Other than that, this game is amazing. The amount of mechanics given allows you to always have something you can learn and improve. This game is by far the most realistic out of the games so far. The only thing stopping me from putting this game at S tier is how there's a similar game that is better than this game. I'll still put it higher than Egoist in A tier. Super League Soccer, the most popular football game on Roblox. It gets frequent updates, has a huge player base, and even a competitive mode. It's easy to get into with very simple control. That is also the game's biggest downside for me. The game is too simple, with a lack of mechanics and new skills to learn. Also, at least for me, anytime I play this game, nobody passes the ball. When a match starts, every player spam clicks the striker position, and whoever gets it plays on their own. Occasionally, I do find lobbies with players who want to cooperate and pass the ball, but it's normally just filled with egoists. These are the only main downsides to this game. On the positive side, this game has great graphics, a huge player base, frequent updates, and is easy to get into. I can't rate this game very high, simply because the lack of skills to learn makes it less appealing to me. But it's still a good game, so I'll give it a B, higher than Touch Football. Realistic Street Soccer. This game has the second largest player base on Roblox. It's easy to get into with very simple control. The mechanics in this game are wild, and it feels very buggy at times. Like sometimes when you're taking a free kick, the ball flies into a random direction. Although the game is called Realistic Street Soccer, it's not very realistic. The graphics are low quality and the animations are quite weird. The game is beginner friendly, but the limited mechanics makes the game less appealing for more advanced players. The game also doesn't have a proper competitive community. The main mechanics of this game are very similar to the last game I rated, Super League Soccer. And to be honest, if you're looking for a game like this, I recommend Super League Soccer instead. However, this game still has good things about it, like some people really enjoy the goofy mechanics and fast-paced gameplay. The game is still relatively new, so in the future they might update it and make it better. But for now, it's still a fun game, but because this is my tier list, it's not really my type of game, so I'll give it a C. TPS Street Soccer. The game is incredibly beginner friendly with just 2 main mechanics. It's not only easy to get into, but also hard to master. The game's limited mechanics are used to players' advantage. If you increase your ping, these limited mechanics branch out into many more possibilities. You can infinite dribble, clear the ball by hitting it multiple times, and even shoot knuckleballs. At the time of recording, I actually played with like no lag at all, and it's kind of annoying how if you're not lagging, you can't play the game properly. You can still use the wall to your advantage by doing volleys and other skills. I only recommend playing this game if you're quite laggy, or else you'll be at a huge disadvantage over everyone else. The game also has powers, which are quite annoying, and the ball tends to get quite laggy. But overall, this game is fast-paced, has very simple mechanics, but with a high skill ceiling, and I find it quite fun. These are the perfect attributes for a game, but the downsides are also strong. I'll put it in A tier behind TPS Ultimate Soccer. Super Striker League. This is one of the most well-developed games on this list. The developers put a lot of time and effort into creating the lobby, and it just has a lot to do. There's item customization, the maps are well made, and the graphics are good. However, the same can't be said for the gameplay itself. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay is good, but it's just not for me. The skills themselves are similar to Super League Soccer and realistic Street Soccer because they are very simple, with there just being a shoot/pass button, tackle, and sprint. The game is great for beginners with its simplicity, but it's hard to improve at the game with such limited moves. I don't know if it's just me, but I hate how when you press shoot, it immediately locks onto the goal, making it impossible to miss. I mean, this is intended because the goalkeepers have HP. The game also has power-ups and various hazards. These make the game more intense and less simple. The hazards are just annoying to deal with, but the power-ups are actually quite cool. They can make the game too easy though. Overall, this game is a great experience for new players who just want to chill out and have a good time. The game also provides a lot of content, but gameplay wise, I don't like it. I'll put Super Striker League in low B tier. Real Football 24. This is the game you've all been waiting for. It was made just this year, and so far, it's amazing. The game has the best graphics and realistic gameplay out of any game so far. It has a proper offside, free kick, and penalty system, and it feels really good to play. The game has proper competitive leagues and a huge player base. The training mode in this game is also better than any other game. It has tools to help you practice, and by just typing a command, the ball teleports to you. It's small things like this that make a huge difference. I can only think of two downsides to this game. It's kinda hard to play if you're a beginner. There are a lot of skills and mechanics to learn, so you'll probably have to watch a few YouTube tutorials. I mean, the game is way easier to learn than TPS Ultimate Soccer because you don't have to worry about timing. The amount of mechanics given allows you to always have something you can learn and improve, which is why this game is very competitive. The only other downside to this game is that it's quite slow paced. It takes ages to travel from one side of the map to the other, but this can also be a good thing because it makes teamwork and passing way better. Like if you're trying to dribble from one side of the map to the other by yourself, you'll have quite a hard time. But the positives definitely outweigh the negatives, and that's why this will be the first and only game to receive S tier. Honestly, I'm quite happy with this tier list. There are some changes I might make, but I'll leave it up to you guys. Comment down below what changes you'd make and any other football games I missed. This video was very fun to make, so I think I might make rating games into a series. Please tell me what other games you'd like me to rate. The merch is out and the first 100 people to buy it get a custom rank in my group. Link in description. Remember, this tier list was my opinion and it shouldn't be taken word for word. Hope you enjoyed the video and bye!